Hey, welcome to the Chronicle YouTube channel. I'm your host, Busta Brown, and today I have a very special guest, Mr. Randy Eaddy, attorney Randy Eaddy, corporate law.
Yes.
You've been doing that a long time, man.
That's because I'm old. I have been doing it for 38 years.
That's a long time.
That's pretty old.
And you do it well, overseeing hundreds of millions of dollars. That's something a kid from Johnsonville, South Carolina. Have you ever dreamed to be in a position like that?
No.
Wow.
No, I did not. Now, when I was in grade school, there was a teacher that I got exposed to. I was probably in 6th or 7th grade, named Robert Parker, who had gone to Harvard. And he took an interest in me, and I guess he thought he saw some potential. I was a classic diamond in the rough, to the extent any part of it was a diamond, most of it was rough.
It was rough.
But he took an interest in me and exposed me to reading, among other things. You know, to read widely, read magazines, because it generates ideas and creates aspirations. And he had gone to Harvard. He was not a lawyer, but he had gone to Harvard. And so I resolved, my parents and sisters would remind me, because I would talk about it at the time, that I'm going to go to this Harvard place. Now,
wow.
Yeah. Now, I didn't go to Harvard for undergraduate. Went to Furman University for college. But for law school, I think that exposed you to Robert Parker when I was in about the 5th or 6th grade.
That's serious.
Probably resonated and ultimately led me to go there for law school.
You know, that's a serious testimony of seed planting.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a serious, and it grew.
It
big.
Grew.
It
grew pretty substantially.
It did.
And more often than not at an unconscious, subconscious level.
Yeah, that's serious. Harvard grad, law school, summa cum laude at Furman University, which is big. Are you still a country boy?
Still a country boy.
Still a country boy.
Stay
in touch with your people.
Stay in touch with a lot of my people, and a lot of it through an older sister who thought she was my second mother.
Thought you
when I was growing up. You know?
Been there, done that, dude.
And so she was running my life back then, and she continues to try and run it. And
run it today.
To run it today. She still lives in the hometown that we grew up in.
Right.
And so there are times when she calls me and tells me I need to do X, Y, or Z, or come home for A, B, or C, that, and I have to do that.
Right.
Corporate lawyer or not. Big sister calls and says X is what needs to be done. Well,
got to get it done.
Or I have some real good excuse not to.
That's serious, man. 38 years in corporate law. Now you're the president and CEO of the Arts Council. That's a serious transition. You're no stranger, 8 years on the board. A serious advocate for the arts.
Yes.
But what is going to be the challenges in that transition?
My years on the board has given me an insight into the organization and its mission and the principal components of its strategic plan and the like. And I have a good handle on those. And I have, through involvement on that board and boards of other organizations in the community that I've been on, I have a decent sense for what the community needs and is looking for from the Arts Council. Period, paragraph.
Right.
How the organization runs from an administrative and operational standpoint day to day, I've never done that.
That's where the challenge is going to come.
That's where challenges.
What kind of help are you going to need?
Strong staff, which we're fortunate to have. That's critical, and we've begun sort of the onboarding process for me already. Even though I don't start until August 1, but I'm having meetings with them. I'm flooding their inbox with emails and checklists as I'm trying to get my arms around those operational aspects, so that when I officially start on August 1, then I could hit the ground running and not limping.
That's good. Running, I like that. Running and not limping. I mean,
and running in the right direction also, Buster. That's a key, because you can be running strong, but in the wrong direction, and you're not really doing any good.
That's like being busy but not productive.
Precisely.
Yes, absolutely.
Precisely.
The Arts Council is basically the voice for the arts community. It's the strongest platform for the arts community, strongest advocate. Do you see changes needed, and what kind of changes needed or direction Randy Eaddy see that it needs to go?
Yeah.
Is that a fair question?
That's a fair
Okay,
question.
yeah.
And in that question, you touched on one of the principal reasons that the Arts Council exists, and that is to be an advocate for the arts,
Right.
and to support arts organizations in their programmatic work.
Mm-hmm.
And an element of that support, the major element of that support historically, has been the financial support that we provide by fundraising in the community,
Right.
and making organizational support grants. And we're going to continue that. But a template has been set by the outgoing president, Jim Sparrow, who did a splendid job, by the way. A good template has been set for how the Arts Council needs to evolve to meet some sort of nationwide challenges that all arts organizations are facing. So there are no radical changes needed to that template.
Okay.
But steady on, focusing continually on how best to implement those initiatives that achieve those objectives,
Right.
those aspects of our mission.
Gotcha.
So that how we approach the community, asking for its support of us as we proceed to try and support arts organizations,
Absolutely.
is going to have to be tweaked, because we've got to message what we do
Mm-hmm.
in the way to resonate with the people in the community that we're trying to get support from.
How important is it for you to make sure you keep your finger on that diverse group of arts community?
Critical.
Because that's serious.
That's totally serious.
They need the support.
Yes.
What is your thoughts there?
It's at the near the very top
Okay.
of a list of priorities. Now, I've got a long list of
Right.
and many of them are vitally important, but keeping my finger on the pulse of what the arts organizations that we are supporting need from us,
Right.
what the community from whom we are trying to gather support, marshal support of the arts organization
Right.
need from us in order for them to be forthcoming.
Right.
Those are imperatives.
Right.
And if I am not able to keep my finger on those pulses, well, I'm not going to be very successful. So
Yeah.
that's another one of my top challenges.
And that's serious.
I guess that makes about, 5 or 6 right now?
Off top, right?
Yeah, okay. So there's a lot that
Yeah.
I've got to do.
Now, what are some challenges for you personally that you feel you're going to face?
I alluded to one earlier, which is understanding and getting my arms completely around
Right.
the day-to-day operation.
Right.
Ensuring that the staff that we have, which is, I've said before, a good, dedicated staff,
Right.
feel the energy that I'm trying to bring, that they are working collaboratively on the respective things that they've got to do, but at the points of intersection of their individual tasks to the mission as a whole. So, got to do that as well.
Yeah, that's serious. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Coming from the corporate world, there's a lot of strengths. Your education is a lot of strengths.
Hope so.
Yeah. I checked your background. Yeah, a lot of strengths, but I don't know your weaknesses. Share those with us.
Yeah. I have not thought of myself as being an extrovert. And my profession as a corporate lawyer, I manage and ran things, but ran them from, the background as it relates to the public.
Gotcha.
I'm out front negotiating deals and the like with the other side of transactions or engaging with my client. But those are not public arena interactions.
Right.
And so I've got to now, in this new position, step out into the public arena
Yeah.
and interact with people there from whom I need to learn things, from whom I need to ask for things, private and the public sector.
Right.
Because we depend a lot on the support of the city and the county, and we've been fortunate to have had that support be forthcoming. But I've got to engage with them as the point person for the Arts Council to make those things happen. And we just have to see whether I'm any good at that. I know I've got to do it.
Right.
I hope that
Right.
I can draw upon skills that I have from the private sector arena to get it done, but we just have to see.
You have to see. Well, here's something about introverts. The power of an introvert is the ability to listen. And that's powerful because the most important communication skill is the ability to listen.
Yes.
And that's how you can get things done.
That's profound.
Yeah. So
And
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
I have, well, I think you're right. I certainly hope you're right because I've done a lot of listening.
Exactly.
In my
That's why I
career.
brought that up.
And because if you don't understand what other parties to a transaction that you're trying to facilitate on behalf of your
Exactly.
client want and need, you got to be real lucky to get anything to proceed successfully.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn to listen, and I hope that I can continue to do that.
That's one of the things I teach my students in my communication class is, number one, listening is the most important communication skill because when you know what the other person needs, it's easy to deliver. So that's big. So we know that's one of your strengths. What are some other strengths?
Even though I'm getting a little long in the tooth now, I'm still a pretty quick study.
Okay.
So I've got a lot, as I've said before, to learn, but I still think I can learn things.
Right.
And I can organize things. And I can communicate those things
Right.
to other people. The young lawyers that I've worked with over the years may use different words to describe me, but I'm kind of insistent on things being organized and planned systematically.
That's neat.
So that you can move forward. And I learned that at an early age as a lawyer from one of my mentors, senior lawyer, that checklists. What's got to be done, by whom, when,
Preach to me.
is critical for managing and running
Yes.
a project. And I'll be bringing that to bear
Right.
on this job, and I'm hopeful that that the staff won't find that off-putting and go and start hiding from me in the light. I know how to find it.
You know how to find them anyway. And then I need you to mentor me because I am horrible at organizing. I've just been an entertainer. I've been the one that knows how to get it done, but
Yes.
not organize it. Once you organize it, I come and make it happen.
Yeah.
So I need to do more
Well,
of
we
that.
can talk about
Yeah,
that.
we can talk about that.
And you can coach me up on being a bit more extrovert.
Yes, I can handle that.
Okay.
I can handle you. Okay, we got
a deal.
that.
You got a deal on that.
There you go. Barter.
Barter.
So this is a historic moment for you and for the Arts Council, the community of Winston-Salem. People are talking. What are you hearing in the streets, in the community about what they expect of you, what they need from you and the Arts Council?
Well, I'll hear more in a couple of weeks
Okay.
when I actually come on board and take
Right.
a position. As an initial matter,
Right.
I've been flattered by the number of people who have responded indicating excitement and support about the announcement. Now, I haven't done anything yet, so those assessments might change later,
Right.
but I've been I've been inspired by that kind of positive, anticipatory
That's
support.
good.
And I'm hoping that I can earn my way to that support being sustained.
Absolutely. What do you're an advocate for the arts,
Yes.
serious advocate for the arts. What do you want the community to know about the support the arts need
Yes.
from them?
Yes. Now, I'm going to be a bit crass with this first one.
Okay.
It is still a major part of what the Arts Council is expected to do, that we provide financial support for organizations and individual artists out there. So we have to be about the business of raising money. And our current campaign, Community Fund for the Arts, is approaching its final 3 months. And we need people to dig in their pockets and make whatever contribution they can
Okay.
to us. And that is a level of support that we need immediately for this campaign, and we will continue to need for the foreseeable future. Beyond that, we need to see people expressing their recognition of how the arts and culture is impacting their lives.
Mm-hmm.
We believe it as an arts council.
Right.
The board believes it. We think and want other people to believe it.
Right.
But we need a chorus to build around that message. This art experience is impacting me,
Right.
so that the people who need to
Good.
be confirmed in that belief hear it.
Good.
Because otherwise, we are relying upon the things that we can think of to do to have that message understood and resonate. But the more people that are
Right.
expressing it and articulating it, the better off we are.
What kind of entertainment or type of art is needed more here in the community? What do you want to bring more to this community that we may not have seen in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, we are blessed as a city of arts and innovation, and I think we are earning that moniker for ourselves, Winston-Salem and Forsyth County, by having a diverse array of
Gotcha.
arts offering. I mean, from the things that the North Carolina Black Repertory Theater is doing, and its offering is diverse,
Yes.
to theater, to Renolda House, to Seek. We have a rich and diverse array of arts offering. So there's not really anything new that we need in that regard.
Okay.
What we need is to continue to be doing things to make those offerings and experiences touch every corner of our community,
Gotcha.
so that we bring new people in to enjoy those experiences.
Right.
And we highlight the things that are being done, maybe off to the side, not a part of the traditional major arts organization. Highlight those things so that more people in the community are aware of them, and that curiosity will spark an interest in, well, let's check out what's happening over there.
Right.
They check it out, they have a marvelous experience, and you've built new support from an existing arts offering base.
What arts has always done is
Yes.
bring the community together.
Yes.
Bring all people together.
Yes.
That's your goal.
Bring
That's
all
fantastic.
people together. It teaches
Yeah.
all people about things they never knew before.
Right.
That's one of the powerful things.
Right.
Now, and that teaching and learning needs to begin early. So a major initiative that we've had at the Arts Council for years, and in recent years we've begun to do more to focus on it, is at the education level and at and youth experiences and opportunities, working with school systems and the like in order to fine tune and expand some of those things, and
Right.
we need to continue doing that because that's a powerful catalyst for not only the arts themselves, but for the support for the arts in years to come.
Exactly.
And to use your metaphor from earlier when we were talking, planting seeds.
Seeds, yeah.
Planting seeds early.
That's serious. Yeah.
That's very serious.
Anything I can do to help, I'm here for you because I love working with youth and I have a pretty good relationship with our young people.
I bet you do.
CEO, president of the Arts Council, corporate lawyer. You have to relax. You have to laugh, Mr. Eaddy. So, what comedians from the 70s, 80s, and today make you laugh? Two or three.
Well, you know, given my age, I grew up on Richard Pryor.
Right.
Grew up on Richard Pryor. And he is iconic.
Right.
Was iconic.
Is the girl going crazy?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say because we can't even.
No, we can't get off into riffing on things that Pryor did, and your audience would not be pleased.
Exactly.
But he was genius. And,
Yes, he was.
And then Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
had his day, did some fine things. Coming to America is still one of my favorite movies.
One of the best
Just-
movies ever. Should have won an Oscar, man.
It really should have.
It should have.
And every couple of years I will rewatch it. David
Chappelle.
David Chappelle.
Yes.
Another genius in the sense
He really
of
is.
Pryor, frankly. I'd not thought of them in relation to one another before, but I think that they're probably some parallel. And then Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
and Chris Rock,
Yeah.
has got his own style. So those
Chappelle is very witty.
Chappelle is
Very witty.
Yeah.
And that's why I really did Chappelle.
Yeah.
Those some good choices.
He's
there.
insightful too.
Yeah.
And then I guess he is a comedian. Bill Maher, who's political
Woo.
comedy. It can be biting and it can be edgy and it can be controversial
Right.
sometimes. But we need to be provoked.
Right.
And so
And boy, he provokes you.
he provokes.
Yeah.
I check in on
Yeah.
what Bill is doing as well.
What I love about Bill Maher is that he talks about things we're ashamed to admit
Yes.
that's in our head as well.
Yeah.
And he calls us out. Whether it's political or religion, he calls you out.
Buster, you are absolutely correct.
Yeah, he does.
You can't hide things from yourself if you watch Mar. Because
No.
he will call it out and say, all right, well, you can't pretend that you
Right.
aren't aware of this. You can choose to ignore it
Right.
and pass it, but you can't pretend anymore because he'll call you out on it.
The first thing you do, your first reaction to Bill Maher is, come on, dude. And then you think, well, that's me too.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
have to think more about it.
There you go. What is it you want to leave our audience with that the arts community that do know you, the community in Winston-Salem that feel they know Randy Eaddy? What don't they know?
One of my aspirations is to see a revival of public awareness of and appreciation for Shakespeare, because the Bard was getting it done, and it continues to be an extraordinary experience today if
Right.
people are inclined to give it a look.
Right.
And you need a little bit of prep in order to do so, because
Right.
that language requires some adjusting.
It does.
But with that bit of prep work, Shakespeare was calling it out to tie into what we were talking about earlier, Pryor and Marr and David
Right.
Chappelle and like. Shakespeare was calling stuff out back then across a spectrum of issues and ideas.
Is that what attracted you to Shakespeare?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Because I can remember in high school, there was this young kid, this little white guy, who became a friend of mine. And he was perceived by most of the student body as being weird. And he was weird. But he was passionate about Shakespeare, and he tried to get me interested in Shakespeare. And it didn't resonate. You know, we studied a little bit of it in 11th grade class, I think, but nothing really took root. But when I went to Furman, one of the experiences I had at Furman was a foreign study program to England. And we spent 3 weeks in Stratford, where the Royal Shakespeare Company is. And we went to several plays performed by the Royal Shakespeare Company. And one of the professors that was a part of that foreign study program, Shakespeare was his specialty, his expertise, and he was passionate about it. John Crabtree, Dr. John Crabtree was his name. And that opened my eyes. It was that prep for me that I needed.
Right.
And with that, man, an unquenchable passion and thirst for Shakespeare was formed.
Was formed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's serious. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
I know you're a busy man. Man, I appreciate that time. Organization,
Yes.
you to me.
Yes.
Communication skills.
You to me.
There you go.
Our deal.
See you soon.
We will.
Randy Eaddy, everybody. Fantastic, man.
Let's